I'm going to kick things off just by explaining to everybody what the new product release includes. Mike is going to get a little bit more in depth later because he's the smart one. So if you have lots of deep questions, you're going to have all kinds of time to get into the details with Mike. He's going to kind of have a more interactive session, so feel free to shout out your questions when we get to that point. So the big release for this year, 19.10, is really something that everybody in this room and all of our customers asked for. The number one request that we've had over the past 3 years has been for a CRM app. So this year we've launched the CRM app. It'll come out in 2 weeks. And the CRM app is designed to help you do all kinds of things from the field that traditionally you were either logging in on a computer or going back to the office to do. This is something that you could give to field staff like foremen, definitely operations managers, anybody who's going to kind of come in contact with customers. And it's going to allow you to do all kinds of things that the software did before, but did on the desktop version. So some of these things include viewing the estimates, the customer file, having quick access to all of your contacts from anywhere, viewing your sales pipeline, understanding how many open estimates you have if you're an estimator or designer, getting more information, deeper information into each customer, things like adding to-dos from the field. If you're out doing an inspection and you see something that needs to be done, you can create that task right there in the field on the CRM app. You can task it to somebody, set a due date. This is the kind of thing that's really going to make it a little bit easier for you if you're an account manager in the maintenance business, or if you're in the design build business, maybe you're going to be out doing punch list items. You need to kind of flag your crew to take on some tasks. It's really going to kind of make life easier in every little sort of part of the business. So this app is going to be something that you're going to want to give to any manager, foreman, account managers, salespeople, estimators, so that they can kind of work a little bit more remotely. So contacts, this has been a big thing. Whether it's vendor contacts, customer contacts, subcontractors, getting all of these contacts in one place so that foremen, salespeople, anybody who's working remote can access all of these contacts, reach out to them, send texts, emails, all throughout the app. This is really something that a lot of customers have been asking for. It's really hard to share this information day to day with your crews. Using spreadsheets and lists and trying to create shared contact files gets really clunky. This really just puts all of your company contacts in one place, including, as I said, vendors, customers, and subcontractors. Being able to call or text or email directly from the app, this is something that a lot of customers were really asking for, because day to day, sharing all these contacts, looking for contacts, really becomes a tough thing to take care of. With everything being in the database, of course, you can access everything to do with the project, pictures, project files, product specifications, drawings, all of these things directly from the app. You can email, you can upload pictures. Whether you're a foreman or an account manager, if you're on site and you need to take a picture and quickly upload it, you're going to put that directly into the CRM. It's going to be live back at the office. So if you're asking for construction advice, or maybe there's something missed, maybe you're sharing something with an architect, there's all kinds of use for this type of application. So we think this is going to save a lot of time for customers. It was really sort of a long overdue update. We really wanted to put this out much sooner. It's been a huge project. I got to congratulate Mike for the depth that he went. It really kind of checked off every box that our customers were looking for. So being more efficient, I think, in the business, as you all know, as business owners and managers, it really kind of comes down to having information and having it when you need it. I think the biggest flow interrupter in our landscape businesses usually is just not having the information that we need to kind of move forward in real time. Most of our waste comes from waiting and just not having information. The concept of the CRM app was really to kind of put that information into everybody's hands when they need it, so that we really don't ever have those flow interruptions that really cause all the delays day to day in our businesses. Getting this sort of ease of access to information, having the information that the field needs, and then being able to share that information back to the office kind of bridges the gap, I think, in a business where we have, I would say, 95% of our waste as a result of being remote employees. We're not working in a closed environment. We don't have the luxury of a typical manufacturing company. In a lot of ways, that's what we are. We build landscapes or we maintain landscapes. Having all of that interaction from staff that sit in the office, customers who may not even be at the property, and then a crew doing the work, that disconnect causes a lot of delays and a lot of confusion. So the CRM app is kind of meant to bridge that gap or put all of the information in the field where it's needed most to be as efficient as possible. The next big part of the release is really improvements to the Time app. Over the past few years, we were really collecting a lot of information from the customers about what features were missing or how we could make it easier for our customers to add time to their current package or to use time differently. So our customer advisors were really kind of questioning customers on an ongoing basis and documenting in the background what would make things easier. So we had sort of a little closed group in our office that were working on these improvements with Mike over the past 2 years, and we're pretty proud of what Mike came up with. We really think that it's going to create a lot more efficiency in your companies. It's going to make things a little bit easier. The user interface for your staff is much easier to understand. If it's a first-time user, we think you're going to be able to train them faster. It's really visual. There's a few less steps. You can get things done that much faster. And it's a little bit more intelligent in a number of ways. There's obviously a new design and layout. It's easier to train those crews. It's going to increase all of these sort of day-to-day flow interrupters in ways where your crew has access to a bunch of new features that they haven't had in the past. So it's going to eliminate some questions between the field staff and the office. And the way it's really going to kind of do that is by giving the crew insight into how the project is happening, how the project is going to flow, how the schedule is going to roll out, whether it's maintenance or design, and also kind of help those field staff understand when they're on track and when they're not. Because as you know, the backbone of LMN, or the reason that we built LMN, was really to kind of allow the field staff to have a better understanding of when the project's on time and when it's behind. Because successful companies share that information, and we need to share it in real time. So we added this gamification feature, and really what this is day to day at every stop, whether they're plowing snow or cutting grass or building a big retaining wall, they're going to have a real-time understanding of how things are going. If you're like me, as the business starts to grow, you forget to thank people. You forget to tell them when things are going well. You just don't have the time to let them know how things are going. Whether it's good or bad, they need to know. So this gamification concept was designed so that in real time, as they finish tasks, they get an update to let them know whether the project's on track, not on track, whether we're over budget, under budget, and obviously there's sort of a pat on the back if things are going well. So this is really kind of designed to create that real-time awareness for your staff as they go through their maintenance routes, snow routes, or design build projects, and keep them aware of what the goals actually are. We want to give the foreman as much information as possible so that they can make decisions for themselves and kind of eliminate the middle management. Often people ask how my company grew so quickly. We grew the company quickly because we didn't have middle management. We were super flat. There was me and there was all kinds of foremen. That's it. We didn't have a lot of management in between. We really took foremen and made them project managers with tool belts. They were able to make decisions, they were able to manage the jobs, and ultimately make these decisions that they needed to make day to day because they had all of the information needed. The schedule preview is probably one of the most talked about updates in our office. Definitely when we're selling new prospects, LMN, or when we're working with existing customers on implementing LMN, one of the most sort of complicated parts of the software was the scheduling. You need scheduling software that's going to allow you to start up a new contract and schedule it within a few minutes, but allow lots of flexibility on an ongoing basis. The software that existed previously, it would work and it would definitely allow you to do that, but as you all know, it was time consuming to set up a schedule. We had a lot of customers sort of get confused in that process, and then even those customers that were using it really well were telling us that it was hard to share the schedule with the staff. So this is really sort of what gave us the framework for this new improvement. So what we really kind of came out with was the ability for the field staff within LMN Time to see the schedule, to look ahead on the schedule, and know exactly what they're going to be doing today, tomorrow, next week, which is really allowing the foreman to project manage, to make those decisions on equipment and materials and how long things should take and what size of crew to have without coming back to you. And creating that within a time app was a tall order. We spent a lot of time coming up with a way where we could give that information to the field in a way where it was going to be easy to train, but then also allow you back at the office as you add these contracts to do it in a matter of seconds. So baked into the system, we've added some artificial intelligence that helps you flag issues without necessarily having to think of them. The two big problems I think that we face, particularly if you've got bigger maintenance routes, a lot of our customers were telling us that they knew they were missing a lot of billing opportunities, and they knew that their timekeeping wasn't accurate. And you could say, well, you already have a time app. At the end of the day, if it's not accurate, people aren't using it. And you know what? For years, we sort of said that as well. But we started looking at this a little deeper, and we started saying to ourselves, how could we make the app a little bit more intelligent to help our customers avoid missed billing and help our customers really drill down on accurate timekeeping and really sort of surface the problems. Now, in the past, it would turn red and warn you when something didn't look right, but we've kind of taken that to the next level. We've kind of added these intelligent features that allow automated warnings to let you know when things don't look right. If payroll isn't getting done properly, there's a strong chance that your billing's not getting done properly. It's one thing to mismanage your payroll. It's expensive, bad for morale, but if your payroll's not accurate, you have to ask yourself how accurate your billing is. Because if they're not keeping track of their time properly for payroll, they're definitely not keeping track of your billing. So this sort of AI is designed to flag these issues and warn you in advance that there's a problem. So these problems are going to be a little bit easier to find or automated for that matter. So day to day, You're going to be able to approve timesheets faster, surface these billing problems without even really looking. It's just going to happen for you. So we're pretty excited about showing this feature in the weeks to come. Schedule templates. This was a big ask. You can imagine building software for 55,000 users is difficult. We need to create a way of scheduling work for just about anybody and any type of work, any arrangement, whether it's reoccurring, whether it's one time, whether it's something that's going to be upon request. There's so many different little nuances to creating scheduling. We always struggled to find one that would sort of work for everybody. So what we've done is we've added these scheduling templates that help you become better at scheduling. They're super flexible. They're easy for you to kind of customize to your business. But the concept here is really to allow you to save time scheduling. We've taken the scheduling time down to a matter of seconds to create a schedule for reoccurring work on a maintenance contract, rather than spending 10 minutes trying to muster through the schedule. So we've really tried to take all the basic information from the contract and make that flow into scheduling super fast and easy for you. And we really want to kind of make it so that it's intelligent in the sense that it's going to schedule things out for many years to come. The improved user interface and user experience. For years, we built LMN from within. We didn't use a lot of outside help. But on this release, we decided to work with a designer that really focuses on the user interface and the user experience. So we looked really deep at how easy LMN is to use or how difficult it is to use. So a lot of the improvements that we've created are just making things a little bit easier for you to train your staff on using the software. So you'll notice a lot of changes in the way things look and the way things flow within the software. We've tried to keep it sort of similar so that it's easy for you to transition, but it's going to be super easy as you add new users and create new processes within the software. Everything that we built was based on the requests that came in from our customers. On an ongoing basis, we really appreciate all of the input that we get from our customers. Sometimes it's overwhelming, we get lots, but we track everything that you say. We track everything using a product that allows us to automatically stack rank those requests in a way where we can action them. So on an ongoing basis, the more you tell us, the better we get. So thank you for that. That type of feedback is really what drives the innovation at LMN. So again, there's new design and layout. There's a single sign-on for both time and estimating. And it makes things a lot easier for navigation day-to-day for a new user or even an existing user. Fewer taps, a little easier to move from one place to another. Another big thing that we launched last year was the LMN Academy. If you haven't come to one of the in-class sessions, I definitely recommend that you join us. This year, what we've done with the LMN Academy, last year we were using the in-class academy and all of the intel to then build out an online academy. So what we've been doing is we've been putting all of the courses that we do in class online. And we've done this using a fantastic product that really allows you to train your staff from your office. So it's role-based. There's all kinds of different courses. It's designed so that you can get certified in different components of LMN. So depending on your role, you can do this training online. So it's free. All the implementation courses are completely free. If you've got new staff or staff that have moved roles within the company, you can train them right here, and it's just going to kind of make your life easier as a manager or business owner. We're going to continue with the in-class programs. We've added a few locations this year, which is going to make life a little bit easier if you weren't real close to Toronto or Florida or Texas. We're also doing them in California now. A new product, the LMN Fast Track program, this is an implementation service. So those of you who are already customers, you're probably going to wish this existed years back, but we're actually helping contractors implement LMN now. So we have a Fast Track program. There is a fee for it, but our team of implementers will actually set up the software and input all of the information and lists and all that kind of thing for new customers to kind of save them the effort of going through that process on their own, which kind of gets you up and running in a week. The certification program is something that we launched so that your employees become a little bit more motivated to learn on their own time or even to learn on time provided by you. The concept here is to give your employees certifications that are going to kind of advance their career. So you could tie this into your career development program that you might have in your company. You could probably find certified staff on LinkedIn if you're looking for certified staff. And really what this program does is help you identify who's actually competent in budgeting, estimating, scheduling, these various parts of the software, so that it makes it a little bit easier on you as a business owner to be sure that your staff are doing things right using the software. As Jason said earlier, it's hard to train your staff on using software when you're busy running your business. We really want to kind of take that on and help you do that. So that's the concept of the Academy. If you're involved at all in education, it would be important for you to know this. We've got a full educational program. We're working with colleges and universities around North America. We have absolute free software for students. So if any of your employees are enrolled in a program, let them know this. We'll give them a free account. They can use it, they can learn, they can train, they can get certified absolutely for free while they're enrolled in any college or university program. Absolute free employer-approved training programs for staff, or for students, sorry. One-on-one support for students. We treat them like they're customers. It's a free account, but they are the future of the industry, and there's definitely a labor issue in this industry that we're all aware of. We're really trying to help build these sort of future superstars to help you manage your businesses. We want to grow this network, obviously, and through the educational program, we think we're going to kind of help create that next wave of staff that you're looking for. So there's kind of two components to the program. One for students, again, completely free. All of our courses, the software, everything's free to these students. And then for educators, we train the educators on the software, we give them free software, and then they are including it into their day-to-day programs at the colleges and universities. An interesting thing that Jason said, you know, he was great at building retaining walls, great at mowing grass and doing the work, but while at college, he didn't cover budgeting and estimating. And that's a problem for our industry. That's a problem that LMN really wants to help solve. We want to make sure that students leave college programs understanding how to run a business, understanding budgeting, understanding estimating, and we think that'll create a systemic improvement for our industry. So that's it for the product release update for me for today. I again appreciate everybody coming out. I think we've got another speaker on deck here. Oh, sorry, it's not everything. QuickBooks and LMN have had a sort of long-standing relationship. We have synced up to QuickBooks for the past 6 years. We have a lot of users on QuickBooks, as you can imagine. They noticed and decided to work a little bit closer with LMN, and create some programs for LMN customers to make it a little bit easier for you to use both programs together. So that program is pretty simple. You're going to save 40% off of QuickBooks Enterprise as an LMN customer. So there's a pretty significant savings. Seamless technical support in every way. So for years, our tech department have logged more calls for QuickBooks support than our own, believe it or not. We help contractors set up QuickBooks. That's what our team does, which seems crazy to us. So when we started to talk to QuickBooks, we explained that the biggest problem we found was we needed technical support dedicated to our LMN customers from QuickBooks. So they decided that this was worth investing in because we have a lot of customers. So now when you call QuickBooks, there's dedicated help for LMN customers. So this is going to make things a lot easier for you. So when you need to help on QuickBooks, you're going to call QuickBooks. When you need help with LMN, you'll call LMN. Either way, you're going to talk to somebody who understands that you're using both programs. So this was a big deal for us. We've put a lot of time into this relationship, and we really think this is going to help you be more of a success in your business day to day if you're using the combination. So the release is out on October 28th. Again, Mike's going to go into more depth, show some more features, and definitely, I think, answer some questions that you might have about the new product. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate you coming. I'll pass